Hey all! It's been a while since we've seen each other. I am been on the missing list, but I got stuff going on. That's okay. I have a new loom. We talked about this briefly before when I first arrived. And I've spent some time learning how to use it. And Reese has asked me for a scarf for the winter. And he chose some colors. I think I mentioned this yesterday on my Instagram. So, and I put up a picture. Here's our colors. That color actually doesn't look very blue, but it is quite teal blue, so really pretty. And so I decided, seeing as how I was a little more comfortable with the new loom, that it is time to do the same thing we did with the sunset scarf and the rigid heddle. So we're going to go all the way through the process together. And granted, keep in mind for any experienced weavers out there, this is still only my third project or something on my new loom. And by the way, it's new to me. This built loom is actually a discontinued model. I'm going to show you in just a sec. So let's go through the process. So here's the beginning. So this is a Nihilus Leclerc 4-shaft table loom. The type is Medico. They stopped. Sorry, my camera from running into things. There we go. Move that out of the way. They stopped making this, I'm willing to say, in the 70s. I'm the third owner, and the other two ladies, the original owner used to make, I think they said many dishcloths were made on this, and then it was gifted to another new weaver, and then it was gifted to me. So it's a wonderful, wonderful gift and a way to get started for me, because it's a 4-shaft and we can try all kinds of neat things. When I got it, it did not have a reed, which is this. So I purchased an 8-dent reed, which means, I'm going to try and come in a little closer here, that each one of these, there's 8 of them per inch. So that has an effect on the type of things that I can make, or the size specifically. So it's kind of things we want to keep in mind for yarn size and whatnot. Here we have metal heddles, and there's 4 shafts, so we can move these each independently or together. And it feels a little clunky only because, well, it's all metal. It's also very old, but it's in beautiful shape. And, you know, it's one of these things that throughout the years it can be kept running because it's pretty straightforward as a machine goes. Now, when I did the sunset scarf, I did something called a direct warp method. And that means that I could run a string, the yarn, from the loom to my counter and back again, and run it that way. I actually tried that with this. Didn't work as well as I hoped, but the other side of that means I'm learning how to use a warping board. And fortunately, my Kromsky harp, when you flip it over and you put pegs in, becomes a warping board. So yay. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to do some calculations on the length of the scarf that Reese wants. Oh, let me show you. Let me pause for a minute. So what I was going about a minute ago, Reese and I already talked about what he wants in the way of a design. And so I did a replica of it on Weave LT is what I believe this is called. And it gives you a chance to put in the lifts and how we're going to thread the heddles and how the weaving process is actually going to happen. So the end goal is that the warp is going to be in yellow. The weft will be in the blue. And, sorry about that, I'll keep my hand out so it'll stay focused. And so that at the end of the day, he's going to have diamonds. So that's the goal. And so when I'm making the scarf, the warp is all going to be in the yellow. And we're going to pull out the warping board next and start counting that off. And we'll talk about how I figured out length and stuff like that.